If we don't count the End of Evangelion since that was a movie, the darkest episode of Evangelion, in my opinion, is episode 22, Don't Be. The episode opens with a flashback of Asuka and Kaji talking about them moving to Japan. Asuka expresses her love for Kaji, and Kaji rejects her advances due to her age. This shows how Asuka sees herself as a mature adult, while Kaji sees her for what she is, a child. We then get another flashback of Asuka's childhood, where we see her at her mother's funeral after her mom ended her own life, and we see her mother talking to the doll she believes is the real Asuka. Asuka's mother's actions are explained by her research, which led to psychological damage and lots of guilt for spending time researching instead of taking care of her daughter. The flashback ends with Asuka's grandmother telling her it's okay to cry, while Asuka says she won't because she has to care for herself now. This explains why Asuka sees herself as an adult in her teenage years. She has already cared for herself for so long and lived through so much. We cut to Asuka in the present, testing her sync rate with Eva Unit 2, where we learn it's lower than normal from Dr. Akagi, who tells Asuka to concentrate. Still, Asuka is presumably thinking about the flashbacks we have been seeing. I'm going to skip past plot developments with Masato since they're unrelated to the darkness of the episode and Asuka's main plot, which I think is the reason the episode is so dark. But by this point, Masato knows Nerve is evil and killed Kaji, as well as the truth about the Eva units being angels, and she's investigating. We then see Asuka trying to call Kaji, only to learn that the line has been disconnected due to his death. She sees Shinji and Rei on the other side of the train tracks talking. Asuka says her feelings, that Shinji was trapped in his Eva for a whole month, but now he's back like nothing happened. She feels envious of his position because she is getting all the shit for her low sync rate. At dinner, Asuka finishes early and is told to answer the phone by Masato. When Asuka says it's probably Kaji from Masato, Masato says that's not likely. Shinji answers the phone, and Asuka belittles him by saying that he went so low to answer the phone after being invincible in the Eva. The call is for Asuka though, so Shinji gives her the phone. She takes the phone and talks in German to her stepmother. Shinji talks to Asuka about family, and as Asuka starts venting about her stepmother isn't her real mother and that family is overrated, she stops and screams at Shinji because she doesn't think Shinji should hear her venting. After all, she thinks he is a loser, and she doesn't want his sympathy. Asuka then freaks out in the bathroom because she hates everyone and doesn't want to use the same bathwater or dryer Shinji and Masato use. She then realizes most of all that she hates herself, leading to a bigger freakout, and that she doesn't want to go through everything she has so far in life. Back to the Eva sync rate tests, Asuka's score is even lower. Dr. Akagi thinks that Unit 2 may need a new pilot. We see Asuka in the bathroom feeling pain due to her period. She doesn't understand why she has to go through this. We then get the elevator scene, which I have a whole video on breaking down the cinematography, which you should watch after this video. Rei tells Asuka she needs to open her mind to the Eva, which leads to Asuka freaking out more when Rei says Evas are more than just big toys. Asuka screams that the invincible Shinji will take both their places and that they won't be important anymore. Asuka calls Rei a doll because Rei is being sympathetic towards her. Rei says she is not a doll, but also says she would kill herself if commanded to, which leads to Asuka slapping her, freaking out more, and telling Rei that she hates everyone. Asuka talks to Unit 2, telling Unit 2 to obey her orders, but after getting no response claims it's stupid. Then the alarm goes on due to an incoming angel attack, the 15th angel. Now you might be thinking, this episode hasn't been that dark yet. Well, it's about to get a whole lot darker. After being told to back up Unit 0 and Rei, Asuka launches Unit 2 so she can attack the angel by herself. Dr. Akagi says if Asuka screws up, she will be replaced. Asuka knows this though. She points her rifle at Ariel, but Ariel attacks first with a particle beam, leading to incoming mental contamination for Asuka. As Asuka's mind is attacked, she fires her rifle, missing every shot. Asuka screams in agony as the angel starts entering her mind. Dr. Akagi says her mind will be permanently damaged if she doesn't retreat, but when Masato tells Asuka to, she rejects it, saying she'd rather die. Rei tries to shoot Ariel, but the AT field cannot be penetrated due to the distance. Alright, now for the darkness. Inside Asuka's mind, we see a child Asuka crying, and Asuka asks why she is crying. Child Asuka rips her toy open, and when asked why she did it, it's because she didn't need a toy since she grew up so fast. Asuka screams as she is forced to remember her mom's suicide and her mom's idea that they should die together, though she was talking to the doll she treated as her daughter instead of actually Asuka. We see the doll hanging by a noose. We hear her mom ask, "Who are you?" to Asuka, as she was speaking to the doll. We then get Asuka's introduction of herself with different moments of her life, but she claims this isn't the real her. This repeats and repeats to further mentally break her. We then see Asuka walk past train tracks. She walks towards who she presumes is Kaji. She is all of a sudden walking in the opposite direction of a horde of hooded figures, who push her away. When the hood comes down, it's revealed they are all her. Asuka hears Kaji say she is just a child again, but Shinji is with him. She screams at Shinji because he won't help her or hold her or do anything for her. Child Asuka screams, "Why won't you look at me?" Child Asuka then asks a stripped present Asuka if she's lonely and alone. Asuka rejects the child version of herself and she turns into stuffing and then the doll she destroyed as a child. She then claims she will live and die alone and that she won't rely on anyone and that she can live on her own. Child Asuka tells her she's lying and Asuka screams no. Back in the Eva, outside her mind, she says her mind is being eaten away, that her mind is unraveling and being defiled. Then Eva Unit 2 shuts down. Rei is commanded by Akari to get the Spear of Longinus to kill the angel, which makes Misato realize that an Eva and Adam can come into contact without causing the third impact, meaning she has been lied to. Rei gets the spear and throws it, piercing Ariel's AT field and destroying Ariel. They lose the spear in the process. They decide to quarantine Asuka due to the contamination, but before this, Shinji talks to Asuka, telling her he's glad she's okay. But Asuka is not okay, and screams at Shinji that she isn't, because Rei saved her, and that she hates everyone and everything. The episode ends on that note. So why is this the darkest episode of Evangelion in my opinion? Well, I think the scene inside Asuka's mind takes the cake for the darkest scene in the show proper, not counting End of Evangelion. She, as a victim of trauma, is forced to relive that trauma over and over until she is mentally broken. And as we know from what comes after this was the last straw for Asuka, as after this she falls into a deep depression and we don't see her fight again until the end of Evangelion, where her fate is nothing good.